Hi guys, welcome back to Inox Dine here for another Christmas special with me, Ben. This week we're going to be making a Christmas Rocky Road. Again, similar to last week, you have a recipe card in your cookery packs that has the ingredients all weighed out for you, and also a list of equipment that you will need for the session today. If you do get all those bits and bobs together, maybe get all your ingredients out into separate bowls like I have here if you do have at home, and all your equipment as well, which is listed below or on the side just here. So without further ado, we'll just crack straight on with it. So first off guys, I'm going to melt all my butter together. So I'll melt my butter, my golden syrup. I'll melt all that together. Once that butter's melted, I'm just going to throw in the chocolate. I'm not going to throw the chocolate in at this stage because I don't want it to catch on the bottom and burn. So, in your packs as well guys, sorry, I should just suggest, you have got 400 grams of chocolate in one of your pack bags. So you just need to split that in half so you've got equal. You need 200 grams in one pot and 200 grams in another pot, because only 200 grams of the chocolate is going to go into the actual base of the Rocky Road, and then the other 200 grams is going to get coated on the top for a decoration. So that's coming down slowly. Don't want to burn it, so I don't want it on a high temperature. I want it on a low temperature, just coming up slowly. Keep stirring it because you don't want that golden syrup to go into a toffee. Butter's starting to melt now, finally. So now the butter's starting to melt, I'm just going to throw in one of the chocolates. Just stir that round again. So now as that's melting, we're just going to bash up our ginger nut biscuits. So for that you'll need your rolling pin. And all we're going to do is lightly bash them up so they go into like thick chunks and then like quite crumbly at the bottom. Shake your bowl to get all the big bits to the top. Like that. So guys, that is about what you're looking for. It's still quite thick, but you've got some really thin bits in there as well, which will be soaked up by the golden syrup and the chocolate. So that's nearly melted guys. So now that's nearly melted, all I'm going to do now is, before I add the chocolate into here, I'm just going to add my hazelnuts, all my cherries. Cherries, by the way, will be coming whole, so you will actually just need to go through them and just chop them up with some scissors maybe. It's easier with scissors than a knife. You can get it out onto a board and do the little seesaw motion and chop through them, but if you've got a pair of scissors, just chop through them like that, it's a lot easier. Again, we're going to put half of our marshmallows and dolly mixtures through the Rocky Road. We're going to save some for garnish on the top. So if you like to use half. Chocolate's now melted, so that's coming off the heat now. What we're going to do now is we're going to add the chocolate and butter and golden syrup mix into the biscuits. Get all that juice in there. And all we're going to do now, guys, is just going to mix it up until all that chocolate's been incorporated by the biscuit. Should be quite gooey. Right, mine's all now incorporated. So now, guys, you will need a tray with lined parchment paper in there, or greaseproof paper, whatever just stops it from sticking to the tray, and it obviously becomes a lot easier for you to get out of the tray and cut it into portions. So what I'm going to do now, I'll pour that into the tray. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to flatten it out until it's nice and compact into my tray. So moving it across the tray. Just flatten it out, make sure it's nice and even across, like you've got the same thickness all the way through the biscuit. Right, guys, that's about me done there with the Rocky Road. So this is what the product you'll get at the end here before we actually finish it off. So that actually now needs to go in the fridge for about an hour to 3 hours just to set. So the butter sets and the chocolate will reform and set again, and it will become more of a biscuit. So I'm just going to pop that in the fridge now for 3 hours. So guys, my Rocky Road now has been in the fridge for about 3 hours or so. Set up nice and hard. So the next stage is that remaining chocolate you had, you just need to melt it until you get to like that stage I have there. Just pre-melted mine in the microwave. If you don't have a microwave at home, you can use a saucepan with a bit of water in the bottom, and then stick a bowl on top of that, and it will melt the old traditional way that way. So I have in front of me my melted chocolate. I've got some sprinkles and some of my remaining marshmallows and dolly mixtures. I also have some white chocolate, which unfortunately you won't have in your packs. You will only get your dolly mixtures and some sprinkles in there. So I'm going to finish it off with a bit of white chocolate as well. By all means, go out and buy some if you wish to do so. So without further ado, we're just going to pour that melted chocolate over the top of our Rocky Road. Getting it all out. Got to work quite quickly here, guys, because once that chocolate goes onto that set Rocky Road, it's going to want to set quite quickly. So I'm just evenly smoothing that chocolate over my Rocky Road. It gets all into them corners. Scraping the chocolate off. That's one bit done. And then for the white chocolate, I'm just going to cut the end. Make sure it's a thin piece. And I'm just going to drizzle some of that over the top. So drizzled. Oh, got a bit on the old hand. So finally, we're just going to sprinkle some dolly mixtures over the top and marshmallows. And finally, just some sprinkles on there, just kind of like Christmassy up a little bit. Final bit. And that, guys, is your Christmas Rocky Road that now needs to go back into the fridge, and for that chocolate to firm up and just set before we can actually portion it. So that's going to go into the fridge now for about 10 to 15 minutes just to set that chocolate on the top. So guys, once your Rocky Road has been in the fridge for 3 hours / the extra 15 minutes just with that extra topping on top, it's ready to basically serve up. So I'm going to take it out of the tray and I'll pop it over onto my chopping board. I'm actually going to take the parchment off first and peel that on from the end. Get rid of that. So I like my Rocky Road to be quite neat. You don't have to. I'm just going to take the ends off. I mean, they're great for little snacks as well. But I like when I'm presenting it on a buffet or whatever, I'll trim it up so it looks nice and neat. I'm taking all the ends off. Put them back onto the tray. And then I'm going to portion it evenly, so I'm going to chop it straight in half. And then I'm going to do that half in half. And the other side half in half. And again, I'm going to assess it, and I'm going to go, yep, that'll do, straight in half. So I'm going to get 8 portions out of this one. I'm just going to portion it up, plate it up. And that is your festive Rocky Road. I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas. That's going to be the last one from me from this year. The next one will be for our New Year's Eve special. So I hope you have a smashing Christmas, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers guys.